The Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Well, breaking now at 10, a hit-and-run investigation is now underway in Bristol. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Hartford.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. The news just came into our newsroom about 10 minutes ago. Bristol police say a 63-year-old is in serious condition after being hit by a car. This happened near the intersection of Emmett and Broad Streets. Police say there's no vehicle information or description at this time. We have a crew on the way to the scene. We'll give you those updates on air and online as soon as we learn them.
All right, on to the weather now, and we are finally done with the snow, at least for now.
Kids are heading back to school. Hopefully a lot of parents are crossing their fingers. And we could even have a warm up. Rachel, that 7-day, was like 50 degrees.
Yeah, and that's Saturday too, which is a day that, I mean, a lot of us will enjoy because it'll be the weekend. Meanwhile, maybe a sprinkle or flurry out there tonight. We're not quite done just yet. This will be kind of the cherry on top. I don't expect much. However, even just a little bit could add to the chance for a little bit of black ice. So Heartland seeing it, Torrington as well. And if we widen out the picture, you'll see an additional scattered light rain or snow shower to the west of us. So again, watch for some slippery spots overnight into tomorrow morning. We could have already had that just because of all of the melting that we had outside today, followed by temperatures dropping below freezing tonight. We'll start the day off with temperatures near 30 degrees and plenty of sunshine for your Thursday. By noon, we're in the upper 30s and high temperatures will be right around 40 degrees as we head through the afternoon. We do turn even warmer heading into this upcoming weekend, but we do have a little bit of snow as well. We'll explain. Your full forecast is coming up in just a bit.
Rachel, thank you. And a reminder here, Governor Ned Lamont extended the state's cold weather protocol to tomorrow afternoon. If you or anyone you know is in need of shelter or a warming center, 211 is there to help. Transportation can be provided as well. All right, for a lot of people, the storm was an inconvenience, but for some in Colchester, it became a serious safety concern.
Neighbors at one senior and disability housing complex say they were left stranded. Fox 61's Tim Lateau shares their concerns.
Here at the Panema Village, seniors and people with disabilities live in a community run by the Colchester Housing Authority. They're frustrated because it took more than 24 hours for their parking lot to get plowed.
I'm tired of slipping and falling. I'd like to be able to go outside. I can't even do that today.
It's been a long winter for Tiffany Hood. She has a disability and has lived at Panema Village for years. But she says recently the snow removal crew has been slacking.
I liked it better when I could trust that by, 9 a.m. if I had a doctor's appointment, I could actually get to it. Now I can't.
Colchester town officials tell me they were concerned about the conditions in the parking lot at Panema Village too. The first selectman says he made calls to the housing authority to get the parking lot cleared. The housing authority is a separate private entity not under the supervision of the first selectman. The town says a private snow removal company takes care of plowing the housing authority managed lots. Anne Marie Hawkins says it took multiple phone calls to the housing authority to get a crew to Panema Village.
I called her and told her that they haven't come out and plowed yet, so she's called them and they got them right out here.
A couple of inches of snow from Wednesday sat on the parking lot all day. It melted and froze again. Linda Rosella is fed up with the lack of care she feels the crews have for the people who live there.
I had a little bit of sand left in the bucket and he's sprinkling it like he's putting cinnamon and sugar on toast like this.
Slips and falls are dangerous enough, but Rosella fears what will happen in the event of an actual emergency.
What if we had to get an ambulance out here? What if the fire marshal had to come out here? There's 1,000,001. We have people that are disabled and elderly.
Dublin Village is the other housing authority-run community in Colchester, and that parking lot was completely cleared by Wednesday. In Colchester, Tim Lateau, Fox 61.
All right, thank you, Tim. Yeah, Governor Ned Lamont is sending help to our neighbors after this week's major winter storm. The CTDOT is deploying 125 workers and 80 pieces of snow removal equipment to assist crews in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Those crews leave early tomorrow, and they're expected to work 24-hour shifts through at least Sunday. The assistance is being provided through the Emergency Management Assistance Compact, which is a nationwide mutual aid system. As a reminder, you can get the weather impact forecast and live radar anytime. Download Fox 61 Plus right now on your smart TV and stream the forecast for free.
As a West Hartford family gets ready to lay their son to rest tomorrow, we've learned a downtown Hartford bar is now a part of the investigation.
17-year-old Camden Siegel died Tuesday after a shooting near the Lady over the weekend. Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot has the latest.
People who I spoke to in the area who did not want to go on camera said they heard 3 gunshots early Sunday morning.
I mean, mostly I was upstairs working, just cleaning up cups, and people came out and said it was a shooting.
The investigation into Sunday's shooting has now widened. Hartford say this all started before 2 a.m. Sunday on Annucello Street. That's where officers found 17-year-old Camden Siegel unresponsive with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital in extreme critical condition and passed away on Tuesday. Another victim in his 20s is stable following the shooting. Police say the shooting happened near a bar called The Lady. We reached out to the Connecticut Department of Consumer Protection, which confirmed it has opened an investigation into the bar. The department says Liquor Control has been in contact with the Hartford Police Department regarding the shooting incident over the weekend. DCP also says it is prepared to take further action if requested or supported by investigative findings. Additionally, this is not the first incident with the Lady. DCP has another open investigation from a New Year's Day event at the bar. We talked with people at nearby bars in downtown Hartford. Jeffrey Rochester says after learning about Siegel's death, he feels for the family.
My condolences to his family. I hope younger kids learn from this and learn how to stay out the street and start doing more positive things in their life.
The funeral for Camden Siegel will be held Thursday. In Hartford, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
They took my world from me. There's no me without him.
The family of the Hartford man who was shot and killed by police during a mental wellness check last week is demanding justice. The state office of the Inspector General has since released a preliminary report as to what led up to those shots being fired, as well as several clips from officer-worn body cameras. Fox 61's Aaron Coogan was at Hartford City Hall, where emotions ran high as loved ones pleaded for accountability.
Well, heartbroken family members say 53-year-old Everard Walker was a dedicated father of 6, defending his home when a swarm of police officers barged into their tiny Hartford apartment. They say amidst the grief, 20-second clips released of the confrontation paints an entirely different picture of an encounter that lasted more than an hour. Chaotic moments captured on police-worn body cameras show a line of Hartford officers filing into the cramped quarters of 53-year-old Everard Walker. The confrontation led to blood-curdling screams, followed by the sound of 4 gunshots.
The 211 calls repeatedly said there was no threat. So when I watched that video, I saw a repeated failure over the course of an entire hour.
Attorneys of the family say a deliberate 211 mental health call was made on behalf of Walker, who had long-standing mental health issues. But when the pair of professionals dispatched from the Capital Region Mental Health Center requested Hartford police accompany them in the response, they say things escalated in a situation that should have never presented itself in the first place.
Everard's family made the difficult and responsible decision to call for medical assistance. They called 211. They did not call 911 because they did not trust police to handle this situation. The state of Connecticut spent $5 million on the Heart Mental Health Crisis Response Team in Hartford and other improvements to 211 to prevent this exact thing from happening.
According to a preliminary report of the incident, after nearly an hour of back and forth between police, Walker, and 2 of Walker's children behind a closed door, officers forced their way in. Retreating a first time after fearing he was going to throw a pot of boiling water at them, the report goes on to say officers re-entered the home as Walker's own son had to physically restrain him from repeated attempts to close the door. The confrontation with police resulted in Walker wielding a knife, and after 1 or more orders to drop the knife to no avail, Walker appeared poised to stab an officer who had fallen backwards. That's when the deadly shots were fired.
It was one of those circumstances in which it really wasn't able to be handled without some level of police presence. Obviously, we will wait to see what the state inspector general says.
Now nearly a week since the shooting, a picture of the 53-year-old stood beside distraught family members outside council chambers. Walker's wife, Linda Gray, offered a few words before being overcome by emotion.
They took my world from me. There's no me without him. 29 years came February the 21st. We would have been together. Steve, could you finish this, please?
Attorneys are now demanding justice for the Walker family as they claim radio silence from Hartford Police, the Inspector General's office, and the Mayor's office. Meanwhile, Hartford Police say the 2 officers immediately involved with last week's shooting have already been placed on administrative leave. The investigation remains ongoing. In Hartford, Erin Coogan, Fox 61.
New here at 10, people with Aetna plans now have full in-network access to Yukon Health, all effective March 1st. The new agreement restores access to physicians, hospitals, and specialty services all across the state. Patients whose appointments were postponed can now reschedule. Officials say this deal ensures high-quality care for people while providing fair reimbursement for providers.
Also new here at 10, the Department of Agriculture announced new farm grants across the state. More than $500,000 in farm transition grants will support 43 Connecticut farms. 3 local farms in Columbia, Lebanon, and Sprague are receiving more than $101,000 to expand operations, invest in equipment, and develop value-added products. Officials say the program helps farms diversify, boost efficiency, and grow as businesses, with nearly 80% of the funding going to new and beginning farmers. The grants are part of a broader effort to strengthen Connecticut's agricultural economy.